Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So, shall we begin the session? Yes, in the last class, we have finished with the part number 2. Now, I'm going to start with the part number 3, that is a project evaluation. So, as the name advises, project evaluation, that is how we are evaluating the project. What are the various scenarios? What are the various outcomes by which we can evaluate the project? That is the project evaluation. So to get to this project, to get to this point in the project design process, there is a considerable amount of the time, effort, and other resources that have been expended, and quite aware the main goal is to create effective education project. That is, what are the various effective education project that can serve as a model of the excellence that can be served. What are the various models by which we can educate the projects? But how do you know if you have succeeded? That is a main part. That is how. But how do you know that whether you covered, whether you have done is correct or not? To judge this one whether you have done is correct or not. And then next part is a project evaluation. So this portion of the guide have been developed to help the education coordinator that takes the project development to a new level by truly integrating evaluation into the process. So part number 3 works through the basis of the evaluation, outlining everything from the types to the evaluation and the ways of collecting information to the use of the outside evaluators, everything that is from the type of the evaluations, the ways of collecting the information to the use of the outside evaluators, ethical considerations in the program from the program participant, and whatever the information that is available that is intended to answer the questions about the project evaluation, and also provides a guidance in using the evaluation as a project improvement tool. So whenever we are using the evaluation, whenever we are calculating the evaluation, that is used as a guidance, that is used as a project improvement tool. So this is the introduction why we are going to use part number 3, what we are going to cover in part number 3, that is a project evaluation. So that is a various amount or the considerable amount of time, effort and other resources have been expended and that can be used, and the main goal is to create effective education projects that can be served, that can be used as a model of the excellence. And this portion has been developed to help the educator to take the project development to newly integrating or truly integrating evaluation into the process. And this is for the basis of the evaluation that outlines everything what you have covered, what you have done. That is everything is captured over here. Everything is done over here. So this is used in gathering the data from the participants, from the data that is used, from the angles that we have used as a project improvement tool. Now, next question arises, what is project evaluation? So we have done with the introduction, what is a project evaluation, how it is done, then what is a project evaluation, how it occurs, and what are the various benefits that is used in the project evaluation. So in the course of implementing a project, various type of information are gathered. There are various type of information that are gathered over here, and education coordinators often want to know how many individuals participated in an event. So how many individuals are participated in an event, whether participants were satisfied with the logistic, or whether staff members and volunteers feel confident in their ability to deliver a particular educational experience. So whether the participants are satisfied with the logistic, or whether the staff members and the volunteers feel confident, they are feeling confident in their ability to deliver a particular education experience. And answer to these questions are done, or whenever we give the answers to these questions provides a useful information that helps education coordinators monitor specific aspect of the project. But when we say about in practice, this type of information gathering tends to be more specific, more accurate and patchy than the methodological and the comprehensive. That means when we evaluate the project, that is far better than the using the methodology, using the cut and copy, using everything that we have covered. So that is far better. And evaluation is the systematic collection. So this is the definition of the evaluation, that is the systematic collection of the information about the activities, characteristics and the outcomes of the project in order to make judgment about the project, improve effectiveness, and or inform the decisions about the future programming. That means systematic collection means in a proper sequence we are collecting the things, we are collecting the material. So evaluation is the systematic collection of the information about the activities. Activities in the sense they are doing the activities, characteristics and the outcomes of the project in order to make judgments about the project, improve effectiveness and on inform decisions about the future programming. And when we talk about the importantly, evaluation provides project coordinator with well-documented and considered evidence to support the decision-making process. So evaluation provides the project coordinators with a well-documented procedure. That means they are well-documented procedure with the support to make the decision-making, to guide with the decision-making, to support with the decision-making. And that is not merely the accumulation and the summary of the data about a project. Now, this is not the accumulation that is done. This is not the summary of the data that is covered about a project. That is the evaluation. So whenever we are doing the evaluation, that means a systematic collection of the information about the activities, about the characteristics and the outcomes of the project in order to make the judgment about the project, about the improved effectiveness or inform decisions about the future programming. And whenever we talk about the evaluation, that also provides project coordinators with the well-documented, that is considered evidence to support the decision making. That is not merely the accumulation. This is not that only the accumulation and the summary will be done, but we have to evaluate the things, how the things will be done, how we are going to use the things, what are the benefits that is considered with the things, why we are using the material, why we are using the summary of the data and the information. And project evaluation also helps in or helps to determine a project merits. Does it work? And its work, do we need this? So evaluation also helps the decision makers to determine if a project should be continued, and if so, suggest ways to improve it. What are the various ways what are the various ways by which we can improve the material? And if the project has been designed properly with the well-articulated objectives that also specify what must be accomplished, that what must be done, to what degree and within what time period. So what is done, how it is done, to what degree it is done, and within what time period. And the evaluation also determines whether or not the objective have been met. So whether or not the objective has been met or not. And evaluation can also gather the information as to the reasons why a project is or not meeting the objective. So why not you are not meeting the objective? What is the main criteria for gathering the requirement? Why we are going to gather the requirement? What is the main benefit of gathering the requirement? So the evaluation can also gather the information as to the reasons why a project is or is not meeting the objective. What is the main benefit for meeting the objective, for meeting the criteria, for meeting the requirement or meeting the objectives. That is the project evaluation. So this is a spotlight on the BWT, that is the Environmental Education Program that supports experimental learning through local competitive grants that is used with the BWET program that are implemented in the Chesapeake Bay, California and the Hawaii Island, and the main goal is to support existing program, foster the new program, develop the opportunity, and also utilizes the meaningful watershed environmental experiences. That is also used in the classroom, that is also used in the program questionnaire that shows how the teacher will be confident, how the data will be confident about the project. And what are the post-program questionnaire that are also developed, in their ability to implement the result of the participant in the professional development. And the pre and the post test also showed that the student improved in the 3 of their 8 steward characteristics as a result of participation. Next question arises, why there is an evaluation that is important to the project design and the development. So when we talk about why there is a evaluation, that is very important, or why evaluation is very important to the project design and the implementation. So the main reason for conducting a project evaluation, that also vary dramatically as to the project and their content. So whenever we are using the project, whenever we are using the evaluation in the project, that varies with the dramatically as to the project and their context. And perhaps the most common reason, one of the most common reason that involves around the desire to understand that in a systematic way what is done, why it done, and why it is not working on the project. And all too often, how the project often works or the don't work, it also depends on the project task. Is also primarily through a combination of the instincts and the jokes and the numbers on a balance sheet. The passionate instructor strapped up in the moment of teaching is probably not in the position to make defensible of the assumptions or claims about the long-term impact of how the lesson will be performed on the learner's education. Likewise, when we talk about the informative and even satisfying the terms that cannot serve as a basis of the generalizations. And the evaluation also provides the perspective. That means they also provide the perspective whether we are going to continue with that same procedure or whether we are going to develop the same attributes. Now, these are the various outline additional benefits of conducting the project evaluation. So these are the various advantages why we develop the or why we develop the or why we use the project evaluation. So these are the benefits of conducting the project evaluation. First one is participants are core to the success of the project. So participant, that is the main part or the success or core, that is the main part of the success of the project. So in the long term, project sustainability will also depends on the degree to which the participants benefit directly. So they are benefiting the directly, they are going to benefit short term and long term from the experiences or services. And the evaluation will also provide evidences of the way in which the participant learning is impacted. So they are also learning, although they are also impacted with the learning criteria, what are the main benefit that is used with the short term and the long term from the experiences or the services. And this evaluation will provide evidence of the ways in which the participant learning is impacted, how it is impacted, how they are going to do in a participant learnings. The next one is the project improvement. So the project strength and the weaknesses can be identified through an evaluation. So whenever we are impacted or whenever we are doing the strength and the weaknesses, that can also identified through an evaluation. And of equal importance, an evaluation can map out the relationship among the project components. That is, what is the main relationship of the project components? That is how the various parts of a project work together. What is the main benefit, how it is developed, and why, what are the various steps of the project work together. And this information can be used to redesign the project and increase both efficiency and the integrity. So that work will be redesigned, that work will be increased to increase both the efficiency and the effectiveness. What is the main efficiency of the project? Why it is effective? What is the main benefit of using the effectivity? Coffee. Then next one is project improvement. So one is a participant, that is who are the participant that is involved over here. Then why we are doing the project improvement. So the project strength and the weaknesses can be identified through an evaluation. So first benefit is the participants. The next benefit is the project improvement that includes the project strength and the weaknesses that can be identified through an evaluation. And of equal importance, the evaluation can also map out the relationship among the project component. That is, what are the various components of the project, how it is developed, and what is the main benefit of the project improvement. That is how the various parts are done, or how the various parts can be used with them. And how they evaluated the project, how their project work together. And this information can be used to redesign the project and also increase both efficiency and the effectiveness. So first one is the participants, that is what are the various participants that is available over here. Then next one is the project improvement that include the strength and the weaknesses that can be identified through an evaluation. Then next one is the public relations. Whatever the data that is generated by an evaluation can be used to promote the products and services of the project within and outside of the agency. That is, public relation means they are relating with the public or how they are promoting the product and the services of the project, how they are develop the project, what is the main benefit of developing the project, why they are developed, and what is the main benefit of developing the projects. That is public relations. So instead of the vague claims and the uncertain assertions, statement based on the evaluation result will be viewed as most reasonable or most substantial and the justifiable. So that can be used with the justifiable, that can be used with the target resource. Then next one is the funding. So one is the participant, then project improvement, public relations. Then next one is the funding. So more and more education coordinator requires a comprehensive outcome-based evaluation, and they want to know what type of impact the project has made. So what type of impact they are making out. And evaluation can also provide evidence of the project evaluation or the effectiveness. That is, what is the project effectiveness, why it is developed, what is the main benefit of the project evaluation. Such evidences can be very important when limited resources, when limited data will be used, when limited guidance will be used and are distributed internally. And evaluation results are often used in the process of determining if a project should be continued, scaled, back, discontinued, or enhanced. That is the funding. So one is the participants, the next one is the project improvement, the next one is the project public relations, then funding. How much fund will be provided with the project effectiveness? What is the main audience? What is the main evidences that is used with the distributed internally? The next one is the improved delivery. So whenever we are using this one, whenever we are using the project evaluation, that can also increase the or improve the delivery. So project evolves over time, that is they are doing over time. So what was once a coherent, so there are discrete set of activities that have also grown into the jumbled set of loosely related events. So they're done with the loosely related event, how they are done, why they are done, and the evaluation can also help clarify how this process will clarify the process and how this criteria will be used. What is the main criteria for judging the validations and the valid comparisons of the project and activity can be made, and the duplication of the efforts can be limited. And that is quite possible that the evaluation will uncover a gem hidden in the jumble. So whatever the gems that is hidden in the jumble, that can also hide out, that can also used with the gem hidden. And the capacity building, that also engaging the staff members, volunteers, and other stakeholders in the design and also implementation of an evaluation that provides opportunity for the skill building, learning, that is the capacity building. And when we talk about the project or the program that is examined, so those are the people that involved will also develop insight into the working of the project. That is, what is the main insight of the working of the project, why it is developed, what is the main criteria, and even the working of the organization also. That is, how the organization works, what is the main benefit of the organization that works. That also forms a strategic examination of the programs and the projects by the identifying priority, overlap, gaps, and the model programs. Then clarifying the project theory. Next point is clarifying the project theory. What is the project theory that is developed? So when the project was designed initially, it was built either explicitly or implicitly on a project theory. How it is explained, how things work, or how people learn, or even how organization changes. So how organization changes, how people work, how things work, that is clarifying. So based on the experiences with the project and the information taken from research, literature, the evaluation also provides an opportunity. That is how the evaluation also provides an opportunity to revisit the theory behind the project. And by making the project theory explicit, the underpinning of the project, underpinning in the sense undergoing of the project and what makes it work will better understood and therefore better implemented. And the staff members and the volunteers will who understand why they are particular or why a particular set will be beneficial, why they are going to indulge with that clarifying projects, or how to follow the or what are the various steps that is used, or what are the, how to follow the plan out, that is also one of the criteria. And they will also feel more ownership in the project if they understand the theory behind the project more fully. More fully means very clarifying, that is how it is built, why it is built, what is the main criteria for building this one, and we can say how it is clarifying with the project theory, what is the main benefit of the project theory. The next one is talking or taking the stock. So when we engage in the evaluation, that also provides a precious opportunity to reflect on the project, how it is reflected on the project, how it is gathered on the project, where the project is going, and what it has been able to accomplish. How it is able to accomplish the project, that is compared to the expectations. And when we talk about the stroke, that is more accumulated, or more than the accumulated information about the project, that is learning through the project, how it is learned, how they are developing, or how it is developed with the project. That is taking the stroke. So these are the various points that is used, why evaluation is very important to the project design and the implementation. So first one is the participants, then the project improvement, then next one is the public relations, then next one is the funding, then improved delivery, then capacity building, then clarifying the project theory and taking stock. These are the various points that is why they are essential, or the why project evaluation is very essential for the project designing and the evaluation. Or the main question is that why evaluation is very important to the project design and the implementation. Why it is developed, why it is used. So what are the various steps that is used, how it works and how it not works. So that is also based on the theory, that is also based on the working of the project. So there is a instructor that also act in the moment of teaching, that is probably in the position to make the feasible solution, or the defensible position or defensible task that is covered over here, that is covered in the project. And it also provides a type of the necessary information, or the information necessary for the sound decision making. That is how it is developed, why it is developed, and what are the various benefits of the conducting the project evaluation. And we are talking about the project evaluation, how it is developed, why it is developed, and what are the various benefits. That means the participants, project improvement, public relations, then there is a funding, then improved delivery, capacity building, clarifying the project theory, taking stock. So these are the few benefits that is used, or these are the few benefits that is available in the teaching, or that is available in the project evaluation. Now, next step is steps in planning a project evaluation. What are the various steps that is used in the project evaluation? So step number one is re-examine the issue, audience, and the project objective. So re-examine means we have to reuse, we have to regenerate, we have to re-identify the issues, audiences, and the project objectives. Then step number two is establish the planning team. Establish the planning team, that is who are the stakeholders, who are the audience, and who are the evaluators. Then step number three is identify a purpose for the evaluation. What is the main purpose of the evaluation? Why we are carrying out the evaluation? What is the main criteria for the evaluation? That is the steps in planning the project evaluation. Then step number four is focus on the project improvement. So we are focusing on the project improvement, why it is captured, why it is going to use. So that is a focus on project improvement. Then assess the project outcomes and the impact. So we are going to assess what are the various project outcomes and the impacts. Then yes, assess means what are the various output that is generated. We have to assess that. Assess means we have to analyze that. What is the main benefit over here? Why it is developed? What is the main criteria that is used in over here? Then clarify the time frame in which the activities are expected to occur. That is, what is the main suitable timing that is used in which the activities and the impact are expected to occur. Then perform a literature search. Data searches in the sense how it is searching out, what are the various benefits that is used in planning a project evaluation. The next step is step number 8. Select the data collection methods and develop the questions based on the evaluation goals and objective. That is, what are the various data collection methods and what are the various, selecting that questions, what are the various ways by which we can collect the data and also develop the question that is based on the evaluation goals and the objective. What are the various goals by which we can develop the questions, by which we can analyze the questions, by which we can use, how it is developed, why it is developed, and what are the various benefits for developing the systems. So re-examine, establish, identify, focus, assess, clarify, perform, and select the data collection method. So these are the few steps that is used in the planning. So we are planning out for the project evaluation. That is how the evaluation will be done, planning in advance. The next one is the data collection, how the data will be collected. So first one is planning. There are 8 steps in the planning. Then how the data will be collected. That is determine the audience sample, design and pilot the data collection instruments, gather and record the data. How the data will be recorded. What are the various ways by which the data will be recorded? So that is gathering and pilot the data collection instrument, then gather and record the data. These 3 steps are used for the data collection method. Then next one is the data analysis and the reporting. How we can analyze the data and how we can report the data. What are the various ways by which we can report the data? That is how this is developed, why this is developed, how we can analyze, and how we report the data. So the next step, that is step number 12, is perform the data analysis. How the data analysis will be done, what are the various ways by which we can analyze the data, that is perform the data analysis. Then next one is manage data. One is data analysis, then manage data. Then synthesize the information and create a report. How we can synthesize the information, what is the main opportunity for using the information, how it is developed, why it is developed, what is the main benefit for developing the information, that is synthesize the information and create a report. So perform the data analysis, manage data, synthesize information and create a report. That is that covers these 3 steps covered under the data analysis and the reporting. So in totality, there are 14 steps in the planning a project evaluation, how it is developed and why it is developed. So there are total 14 steps in planning a project evaluation. That is divided into 3 parts: planning, data collection, analysis, and the report. 8 steps for the planning, 3 steps for the data collection methods, and last 3 steps for the data analysis and the reporting. So whole scenario is divided into the 14 steps, and that is again divided into 3 parts, that is planning, data collection, and the data analysis and the reporting. Now, when we talk about the planning, that is used for identifying the purpose of the evaluation, what is the main purpose, how it is developed, why it is developed, what is the main crux of this, what is the main benefit of this development, and how it is developed, to clarify the time frame, to clarify a literature search, to clarify how it is done, what is done, and why that is done. So these 8 steps, we can say these are the very important steps in the planning process. And out of these 8 steps, when we talk about the step number 5, that is assess the project outcomes and the impact, that is more relevant for for the impacting for the step number 6, that is assess project outcomes and the impact, how it is developed, why it is developed, and how we can assess the project outcomes and the impacts. And the last step, that is step number 8, is so in the next class, that is in the tomorrow's class, I'm going to start in one by one. That is, what are the various steps, that is, what are the various ways by which we can plan the things, by which we can execute the things. So we are going to start with the one of the basic step, that is a planning, with the step number 1 till step number 14. Right. So re-examining, establish, identify, we are going to do in the next class, that is in the tomorrow's class. So till now, any doubts, anyone over here? Anything that you want to ask about the assignment, about the procedure, about the identification, about the goals, about this chapter? Anyone, any doubts? All right. Yeah, we are going to cover the assignments. Only 4 assignments are left, I think, and we are going to cover that assignment. That is very true. Yes, right. All right. So thanks a lot, everyone. Bye-bye. Yes, one more thing, that only 4 assignments are left for this one. That is programming in Java. This module, that is project evaluation technique, web application, and last one is your designing HTML, that is how to design HTML. So only 4 assignments are left, and this Edexcel module, and then you have finished this module, and then everything is gone good, gone well, everything.